muted the microphones and camera. During questions and answer sessions, we will open the mics. So I will start recording, and I see that we already have at the moment 220, so majority of people already joined. So let me start by recording. Okay, it's recorded only. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to this joint event between Dubai Municipality and Building Smart UAE chapter. Today is a kind of relatively long workshop, almost 3 hours, with the objective to support the consultant and contractors who are going to submit a building permit application to Dubai Municipality as per the BIM mandate and as per the Dubai BIM standard. The workshop will be like 3 hours with one break, and I will start directly with sharing the agenda of today. So basically, we will start by a brief introduction about the Dubai Municipality recent mandate, in case if some of you are not aware about the details and the circular for the BIM mandate itself. And then we will talk about why BIM-based permit, why Dubai Municipality is mandating BIM. And then we will talk about the Dubai BIM standard, the difference between CAD and BIM, and then the built-in Dubai platform, which will be used for submitting the BIM model. This will be like a very short introduction, since we already delivered training and we delivered the vision of Dubai Municipality, and we described in previous training in November, end of November, which is available as recordings about this topic. The main focus of today will be the modeling steps. We started to receive BIM models from the registered consultant in Dubai Municipality. We are providing them with business and technical support, and we think that it is a good time now to meet again and to give further support to describe in more details what is the workflow to use Dubai BIM standard and how to prepare the BIM models from the beginning until we reach to having IFC model, Open BIM format model, and submit to Dubai Municipality platform. And then to explain also in some details how the upload process take place and how to review the model, how to check that the model quality is enough, good enough, and how the building permit in Dubai Municipality will review your model. And we hope this workshop will be useful for all of you. So this is the three part of the agenda. I have on the call the estimated speakers, myself, Ali Ismail from Dubai Municipality, from the Building Regulation and Permit Agency. I have Dr. Ibrahim Fahda from the GIS Center. He works also as a digital solution and BIM expert. We have Engineer Aaron Santosh, who work in GIS Center as well as a BIM engineer. And we have Engineer Hadil Fadda and Engineer Sireen Fayed from the Building Permit Department. When you go to the mic, dear speakers, if you wish to introduce yourself, please feel free. We prepared a kind of interactive poll about the workshop attendees, but maybe I prefer until we have more audience, maybe before the break, we will run this interactive poll just to have better insight and information about who are attending this workshop, and to know if you are willing to submit or you are going to submit BIM mandated project in this year or not, and some simple questions about your BIM and Open BIM skill levels. So please, if you have time now, just scan the QR, and later on we will activate the questions. It's a kind of like 5 questions. It take only a few minutes to be conducted, but this will be later. So let's start with the first part about the workshop, why we are doing this workshop, because Dubai municipality, as most of you know, has mandated BIM or activated the BIM mandate in issued the circular 2912 in October last year. And starting from the 1st January this year, any project which is BIM mandated according to the circular, which is shown on the screen in Arabic and in English, should be submitted using BIM. This means this is an extra effort or extra work required or should be done by the consultant to not only to submit as usual the CAD drawing in PDF and DWF or maybe DWG format in the future, but in addition to submit a 3D digital model using OpenBIM format, which is called Industry Foundation Classes or IFC, and which is supported by most of the common authoring BIM tools like Revit from Autodesk or ArchiCAD from Graphisoft or Vectorworks or Allplan or any common software which support BIM. So here I will give the stage to Engineer Sirin to talk about the circular in some details and to highlight maybe some like queries we already received from the consultants asking if their project is BIM mandated or not. So Engineer Sirin, if you would like to add some details to the BIM mandate, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dr. Adi. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to be talking very briefly about the BIM mandate, which is not something new. As you already know, there are several circulars that have been issued in 2013, 2015, and 2021. The only difference now is that you will be accessing the Build in Dubai platform. You will be able to create your BIM session there, and then once you submit your application, you will be able to upload your model in your submission. Now, as a first stage, the BIM mandate will be applied to final new buildings. Any final new building submission, which will be starting beginning of 2024, it will be required that you upload the BIM model. Now, maybe someone will ask me, I submitted my preliminary submission in 2023, and now I'm going for my final application. Do I need to submit my model? The answer is yes. Any final new building will be required to submit a BIM model as long as it fits the following criteria. The first one is going to be it's about buildings and structures that which height exceeds 20 floors, and by 20 floors I mean ground plus 19 floors, including all the floors above the ground, yani ground including podium if you have podiums, including mechanical floors if there are any, and all of this above 20 floors. For architectural submissions, then it is required to submit a BIM model, as well as structures which are above 40 floors will be required for structural submission. It would be required to submit your BIM model. Second, buildings and structures with an area which exceeds 20,000 meters square for the architectural submissions, and above 30,000 meters square for structural submissions. And here we are talking about built-up area, which means including all the floors, including basements, anything, whatever is included in the built-up area, you take it into consideration here. Third, we have buildings and structures, specialized structures like hospitals, schools, universities, and the like. And finally, the government projects, all government projects except the service buildings like, Etisalat Tower, like drainage station, pumping station. These are not included in the submission. Once you submit, when you start submitting on the system will guide you actually. It will give you a note that if it is preliminary submission, it will tell you that it is not mandatory. However, if you wish to upload your model, you will be able to. In final submissions, it will be compulsory to submit your BIM model. I guess that's it. If you have any queries, any questions, you can always, we have more than one communication channel. You can always send us general messages, or if you want, you can send an email to Geo Dubai, and we will gladly answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Sirin. Maybe I can add, like we received several queries, people asking, is my project been mandated or not? Because there are sometimes not clear, is it mandated or not? The decisions in some cases, if you are not sure if your project mandated or not, will be taken by the business users, which are the building permit department. For example, DEWA substations are not mandated. We received a few questions about them. So if you are not sure, as early as possible, contact through the BBS system, the general message, or through geodubai at dm.gov.ai. I don't know, Dr. Ibrahim, if you can write the email on the chat to be sure if your project is mandated or not, so you will have enough time to prepare the BIM models. Okay, so this was about some details about the BIM mandate. Now, I believe majority of people, even the DM employee and building permit inspections engineers, are used to the traditional submission of the building permit, which is CAD based. So primary, the consultant, either if he is using BIM or not, at the end he will submit to Dubai municipality only CAD drawing in some portable format like PDF and DWF, not either as CAD, which is maybe better if it was like that. So the question why if we want to compare what is the difference between CAD with the BIM-based building permit, the difference is very big and very huge because the format which are used for the CAD drawing are limited for human being and also for the computer to be processed or to be better understand. So first of all, if we have a drawing only in 2D and we have a very complex building like a mall, like a hospital, like a school, we will not be able to understand very easily the design of the model. So first of all, one of the advantage of having the 3D digital model is the navigation and exploration of the design of the model to understand how the building look like in 3D, not only through some render photos from different point of views, but we can even walk through the building, we can make sections, we can hide some element and show only element which we are interested in. So first of all, the CAD with BIM is giving us a better understanding of the design of the model. So we can call it as a BIM use case. The visualization is in BIM is more advanced. The second issue when we compared CAD with BIM, that CAD actually is a kind of shapes or geometry, 2D geometry. It's line, circle, etc. And you can attach some information to some blocks or to some element in the CAD model, but you cannot have a very rich CAD model which include all information related to that object. So at the end, CAD is using or dealing with geometry, not dealing with object. So this is the second big difference between CAD and BIM. And having BIM model with a 3D object with attached properties or attribute in an open standard and having the schema, having the enough the good tools to analyze this information will give us a big advantage that not only the human being will be able to deal and understand and to process the information inside the project design model, but even the computer. So in this case, we can extract information, we can save time of the consultant and the errors which usually happen during entering the building CAD and calculating the sum up area or built up area, gross area, and etc. So this is the second big difference between CAD and BIM, that we are not dealing anymore with shapes or with simple geometry, but we are dealing with the objective. So the door will be seen as door. It has a class or classification, IFC door. The wall will be a wall, IFC wall. A slab will be a slab. And we can attach all information related to the material, related to the quantities, related to, for example, fire rating, etc., etc. So in this case, we can use this attribute later to provide services to move the BIM model and all information to the digital twin of Dubai, to extract data, and also to automatically check a lot of building regulation, which usually are time-consuming task, and it is very difficult to check hundred of building regulation by engineers. So in this case, we are raising the quality of the design in first place, and we are also gaining and getting all benefit of BIM, because BIM is not only useful for building permit. I believe majority of you aware about BIM and why BIM is important and which BIM use cases can be applied in the construction project. So this is the third point, that with CAD, we cannot do a lot of automated checking. We can do some simple checking of some simple rules, maybe the areas, etc. But with BIM, we can automate maybe up to 70% of building regulation, and this will lead us to have 70% saving in time and getting your building permit with better quality and with less time. So there are many BIM common use cases. We are not taking a lot of time today to talk about the advantage and benefit of BIM. But as I said, maybe most of the common use cases which are applicable in our case is the visualization, as I explained previously. For Dubai municipality, it's important, and also for the owner of the building and for the consultant, the automated code compliance checking. So the consultant can even check the quality of the design and the compliance with the building regulation as per Dubai building code during the design phase, not necessarily when he reach the point to submit the building design to the regulator authority like Dubai municipality. Other case is integrating the building information with the graphical information, GIS system, to build a digital twin or to provide smart services on the level of the city, for example, for civil defense if a fire happened, or for police, or for making analysis for the traffic on a certain area if a building is new erected, etc. And with BIM, we have the possibility to use simulation of light, simulation of energy consumption, simulation of structural analysis, because we are dealing with um, uh, a kind of like a virtual model of the design of the, and having all properties and functional attribute attached to the element. It will be possible to do a lot of advanced analysis, which is not possible using CAD. Some people use BIM to have the cost estimation, so you can get the quantities of volumes of concrete or areas, and a kind of bill of quantity easy. So this is what we called it 5D. There's also the 4D. One of the simulation which I didn't mention is to connect the project schedule with 3D model, so you can have a kind of animation for the construction stages and to compare what is planned with what is like constructed. And there are many other cases. One of the common BIM use cases during the construction or even during the design is the 3D coordination and the clash detection. So if you have different disciplines like architect and structural and MAP design model, so you can early during the design avoid any clashes and avoid reworking and saving money, of course, saving material, etc. After, if you have the BIM model for your facility or your building in a digital format, and you included the asset information about the equipment and furnitures or any asset inside that building, you can handle over the digital model to the owner or to the developer at the end of the construction phase, and then you can use digital solutions to manage your facility in better way. There are, of course, more than other 20 or 30 use cases for BIM. I encourage you, if you are not yet, like your knowledge about BIM is still like not in the medium or advanced level, to read about BIM, to read about the benefit. And I would like to say, like, Dubai municipality is mandating BIM not only for our services. We hope by mandating BIM that this will encourage and somehow enforce the private sector or the industry sector in Dubai and United Arab Emirates to adopt BIM quickly and to use BIM uh, not only for submitting the building permit because it's mandatory, but to use BIM as it should be used to get the all benefit we are talking about. For the GIS integration, this is one of the responsibility of Dubai municipality to run and to manage the city and to ensure the happiness of the people in Dubai and to have a modern and smart city. So with having the BIM mandate and the BIM-based building permit, it will be easy for us to transfer the information about the building to a wider context, which is the digital twin or the GIS systems, and to include both of these information about the infrastructure and building in one platform, which is called at the moment DubaiHere.ai, where we can then, as I said, provide smart services and consume the information about the building in a better way. At the moment, if we only receive CAD and PDF and DWF, the information are locked in and the information are not used in further application. So there are many objectives by the BIM mandate by Dubai municipality. Now, if we want to talk about the BIM standard, so we did the mandate, but before issuing the mandate, we prepared the Dubai BIM standard. This was a common effort or joint effort, not only done by Dubai municipality, but we have on board Tarakhis, we have DDA, Dubai Development Authority, so we can call the BIM standard Dubai BIM standard for building permit, not only Dubai municipality. And this standard, I think Dr. Ibrahim or Engineer Hadil will show how to download it, how to access it. It's available for public on buildindubai.gov.ai/BIM. And there you can download the standard in document as PDF format. And you can download also the appendixes, which giving you the minimum requirement for information related to each object type in the model and further information about the classification of usages for the building itself, for the unit inside it, and for the spaces or rooms, and some document for QA/QC, how you can, like a kind of checklist, how you can check if your model is fulfilling the minimum requirement of Dubai municipality before you submit it, just to avoid wasting time and having a bad quality model. For example, that the model should be georeferenced, you should have the spaces included in the model, every space have to have usages, the areas should be included. I think during the workshop, either Dr. Ibrahim or Engineer Aaron will highlight the steps how to satisfy the requirement of Dubai municipality. Even if we always focus on the e-checking or automated code compliance check of building regulation using BIM, I should mention here that we are not offering only these e-checking or automated code compliance check, but at the end, we are offering the tools to visualize the model using 3D viewer. We are offering tools uh, to check the quality of the model, QA/QC. We are offering tools to extract the building card information from the BIM model automatically, and we are providing or working on developing these features of the 3D viewer and the e-checking, for example, by providing a kind of predefined filters or smart views. So our building permit engineers and the consultant himself can explore and navigate and filter the model quickly to get access to the information, related information inside the BIM model. Especially this is important if the model is very complex. And we also working on generating report, which is a kind of automated generated report, which give you in one click a kind of summary and detailed report about all validations or issues inside your BIM model. And in addition to the all of these tools, we have also integration with the GIS. For example, if your BIM model is geolocated, so you will see your model located on the map of Dubai, base map of Dubai. You can check visually the setbacks and the distance between neighbor buildings, etc. So what I wanted to say that at the end we are providing the BIM standard, we are providing also the tools to use this BIM standard and to get the benefit of them. Our standard and our tools are based on Open BIM. So you see here the icons of IFC format and the BIM collaboration format, PCF. And I think we already in other event, we explained why we are adopting Open BIM rather than just accepting native or commercial format from different vendors. Maybe Dr. Ibrahim also will highlight some further point. Now, if we want to talk about the workflow, what has changed for BIM mandated project? Actually, not too much has changed because as we say, like the consultant should still submit the 2D drawing as used, as he's familiar with. But the further step or the additional work by the BIM mandate will start by developing the BIM model itself. So in the BIM standard document, you will see the steps to create the BIM model. And we are going to go today in a practical way to, based on a sample project, to explain to you how to model or how to prepare the BIM model. Starting by downloading the standard, downloading a BIM template for Revit or for ArchiCAD or for Bentley, um, doing the design, including the information until you reach the point that you export that model in IFC format. Then the next step will be to self-check the model quality. So you can either do this offline using any desktop tools or any tools if you are like familiar with IFC format, you can check that your model look correctly, like the information included, or you can simply upload the BIM model to build in Dubai platform and even before submitting anything formal to Dubai municipality. So this is a kind of 24/7 service where you can get a QA/QC report to fix any major or fatal problems in your model. And when you success to submit your model and you check the result of the automated code compliance checking or e-checking, and you think that you are happy with the result and you fulfill the requirement, then you can move to the building permit system. And if your BIM project is mandated, I think this step will be explained in details by Engineer Hadi later. You will be asked to select the BIM session or like what you already uploaded called BIM session in our system. You will be asked to select the BIM session or different BIM sessions related to your project. And then the building permit engineers will start reviewing your model and they will report to you any pending or any open issues to be fixed. And this 3-step can go a kind of like in a cycle until you fulfill the requirement of your model and your model is good enough for extracting building card, good enough for checking majority of the rules, and good enough to be exported automatically to the GIS and the digital twin of Dubai. So if your model reach this stage, as I said, it will be reviewed by Dubai municipality permit engineers, and they will either accept it or they will reject it until you get the stage that your model is accepted. And in this case, you will have a BIM enabled building permit. You will have additional stamp on your building permit, which recognize your project as a BIM project. So this is like briefly the steps to obtain the uh, BIM enabled. So this was the first part of uh, the workshop today. Now we will move to the BIM modeling demo, which will be take you through detailed steps how to prepare the BIM model. In today's workshop, we are using Revit from Autodesk as a common BIM authoring tools, but we should also, as disclaimer said, that most of the steps to prepare a BIM model according to the Dubai BIM standard in other software will be relatively similar, and maybe in other workshop we will also show or demonstrate other softwares. So for this, I will ask Engineer Aaron just to give me a sign if you are ready to take over from this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will stop sharing. You can share from your side. So this is before you share. If you are not going to share the presentation, just let me show this slide. So we are going to go with Engineer Aaron through a kind of 10 steps, starting by downloading the Dubai BIM standard and going through using the template and the georeferencing of the model. I will not read word by word, so we will go through like a different step until we reach the point that IFC model is exported from the BIM authoring tools. So please,
Thank
Aaron,
you,
if you
Mohammed.
would like to take over here.
Morning, everyone. Myself Arun Sandosh. Today, I'm gonna show you how to add a standard requirement to your BIM model. For that, I have prepared a model, a mixed-use building, and I have split the building to different parts, and it's like showing an evolving of a model. So starting from da downloading the template until IFC shipping. I will first go to built-in Dubai platform.
Aaron, if you can just raise your voice because we
Yeah.
are receiving some comment that your voice is very low. Please try
Okay.
to raise your
Is it
voice.
okay now?
Yes, and I
Okay.
see some people raising their hand. Please, if you have any issue, any question, something urgent, write it on the chat, and we will reply. Okay, it is better now, Aaron. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So first you have to go to built-in Dubai platform, then BIM e-checking tab. There you can download the standard. So once you download the standard, open the zip file, and this zip file contain BIM standard. So BIM standard have like appendix A, B, C, D, and of course the BIM standard PDF and template, ArchiCAD, Bentley, and Revit. And today I'm gonna use Revit. So in Revit, you can find a guidelines, template, and parameter, and one mapping and property set, which we gonna use while exporting.
Aaron,
So
please try to improve your voice to speak a little bit louder. We are still receiving some comment. Myself, I hear it very well. I hear it good, but please, if you can raise it a little bit more.
Dr. Ali, can we pause for 1 minute so I maybe swap my handset or headset with Aaron? Just
Yes,
1
no
minute.
problem. Better. Yes, okay, no problem.
holding it. Okay. Here's my you have the mic. Where to come?
Can you speak to Dr. Ali?
Is it okay, doctor? Now can you everyone hear me?
Yes, it's better.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the delay. And you can go to the release history all the time and check when it finally lastly updated the standard. So always when you start a new project, go to release history and check whether the standard is updated or not. And okay. So first, then I will start with the BIM modeling. So for this, I will show you how to geolocate using the BIM standard template. So I have already loaded the template over here. So make sure the share parameters are loaded. Okay, then go to site. So these are the 3 points, project base point, survey point, and internal origin. And I will load the parcel. 1 minute, please. So I will load the parcel and do the adjustment. I will unclip it. I will rotate the parcel. And I will move one corner to the internal origin. So now it's adjust to the project north. Then I will occur the coordinate from this CAD file. Okay, now it's geolocated done. So if you can check the true north, you can see the true north is set. So that's all for geolocation. And I will close this file. And I will move to the level naming.
If you allow me, Aaron, here just to
Yeah.
add something, like there is a service called GIS to BIM. When you go to build in Dubai, there is a service where you provide your parcel ID number, the plot number, and you will provide it by the uh, parcel information, like coordinate in
Yes, yes.
XY values for Dubai. So this step is missed here. So there is a service called GIS to BIM where you will obtain this file which was imported
Yeah,
by Aaron.
once you create the project, you will get that GIS to BIM file. So from that, you will get the parcel ID. So I will go to the project information. So for filling the project information, I have to I will open Appendix B file. Appendix B and C is one of the important standard Excel file we have to use while modeling a BIM model. So here, the project tab. If first the page will be a general node, which you will get the details of IFC and what are the elements and all those things. So first there we have to fill the project IFC project detail and IFC building detail. So project detail, these are the parameters you have to add in project for the project IFC project, like parcel ID, which version of BIM. So which version, you can find it in the PDF file, the first page, you can find which version is that. And yeah, the total area of the project. And IFC building, the main thing you have to add is the occupancy usage code, extra information, the area. Those are the main things. So I will show you that in the BIM model. So here, if you see the parcel ID is entered, the building name, the BIM standard version, and here. So this is the code for the building. So for that, you have to go to Appendix C. So I will open and show you the Appendix C. So here, in the building sheet, you can find. So for this project, I have used residential, office, and shop. So for residential, ms underscore 01 underscore 01, and same for like for shop and for office. So this you have to copy and paste. Make sure to copy and paste so you won't make you won't make any mistake. So after a comma separation, you have to add those 3 codes, and the description same from the Excel sheet: residential, shop, and office, and the master of the project, residential and commercial. And after that, once you calculate all your gross area, build up area, you can add the value over here. So that's all for building IFC project and IFC building. So I will show you the level. So after geolocation and all those things, I have edited the levels as the project required. So ground floor, this project have ground floor, Then gate level I have added road level and one basement, podiums. So then the floor start from F1 to 11, then the roof, and this lift is not a standard level, so it's just a dummy level which you can create for your workflow, and make sure the building story is tick off if you are using a dummy model. And always you have to model your architectural part in FFL and structural elements in SSL level. And if you are using a link model and you are creating an architectural one, click off building story in the structural and click on the building story in FFL. And same for opposite. If you are working on a structural model, make sure to click off building story for FFL and click on building story for SSL opposite. So, and you can always also follow like this naming. So this one like basement 1, 2, 3, 4, ground floor is there. P is the code what we required. So I will show you that. So if you go to the build BIM standard, page number 32, the level naming, you can find the how to give the conversion for levels. So like here, so parking for parking the podium, you can rather write parking or podium, but make sure P1 underscore is there, and after the underscore you can write based on your 2D drawing sheet. And after P4 you have to start from F1, but if it's not a floor, then you can write amenity. If there is an amenity level, you can write amenity, then level 5, then again F2, then floor 6. You can follow like that in your 2D drawings, and make sure these are uh, made based on the standard in the standard codebook, so standard PDF file. Okay, then so for the level name, so that's enough for the level naming, and I will move to, I will show you some structural elements and how to add data to the structural element. So always make sure to level each element based on the floor. So you should not model any elements like from ground to roof. So every element should be modeled in level base. So I will go to level 4 over here. So I will show you a column. So column, the main data you have to add the compressive strength, whether it's 40 Newton, 35, 45, like that. And if it's an external column, then you have to tick on external, or if it's an internal, you have to click off, say no to the internal. And if it's a load bearing column, then you have to click on the load bearing. And instead you have to add the fire ratio, fire rating value, and make sure to add the material, IFC material. So it's a concrete RCC column, so I have given concrete over there. And if there a thermal value is there, you can add the thermal value for the concrete. That's it for the column. And same if the structural wall is there for the core wall for the stair, you have to make sure it's a load bearing structure. And again, you have to give the compressive value like 45 or based on your design, and make sure to load model these elements in SSL level, not in FFL. So the base always should be in SSL. As you see here, the base level should be in SSL. So it's a fourth floor, and the base level you can see for the wall and column is in SSL level. And for the stair, you have to add data. So I will open Appendix B and show you what are the requirements for the stair. Sorry. Yeah. If you go, if you search for staircase, So staircase, you have to add the object type override. And while going through each sheet, check whether there are any object type override for each element, and the same type of each elements are if present in your model, make sure to add the name to the object type override. So object type override is one of the key that we use to filter in our code complexity. So here, if it's a regular stair, it's not a regular stair, but still, if it's a regular stair, you have to add the regular stair value over here. So always copy the value from there and paste it over here. And this, when you select a stair and give a value, this will go to IFC stair. And once you click the modify and click the riser, the stair runner, and there you have to give object type override for IFC stair flight. Okay, I will show you in the 3D. So this is a regular stair. So I edit it, and here I have given the value as regular stair. And for the ramp, again for the ramp where there's a service ramp like that, you have to give value object type override value over here. And for the ramp for the cars, that also you have to give value. Even that also you can find in appendix C, object type override. You can find those values over there. These are using for code checking. So if you didn't add this object type override value, most of the code will not work. So that's it for the structural part. And then after finishing the structural, you can link with the architectural file and do start modeling in your architectural elements. So I will skip that 5. I will go to 6. So 6, I will show you the information required for wall and what are the best practice for wall modeling. So again, I will go to level 4. So I have finished the wall modeling in this model. So I will show you if I click the external wall, see you have to give uh, an object type override for external wall like facade wall, that you can find it from appendix B. If you search for wall. So here, these are the object type override, and based on whether it's a facade wall, basement, parapet. So these value you have to add when you model a parapet wall. You have to give the object type override for that wall as a parapet wall, shaft wall, like that. So okay, so for the wall, main thing object type override you have to consider. And if you are again here, go to type edit. If whether it's an external wall, you have to click on the external wall. Then the light reflection value, solar value, thermal value, all those data you have to add based on which material you are using for the project. And internal wall, you have to click on click off the external wall. From here, yeah, sorry. Yeah, this one you have to click it off and give the if the wall for the civil defense, you have to give the fire rated value for each walls, whether it's a 2-hour wall, fire rated wall, or 1-hour fire rated wall. You have to give the value like 120, sorry, like that. You have to give the value for each walls. And some good practice which I want to show is, if I go to the section, always model a wall in FFL level Here you can see it's in FFL, and I have given 10 mm, my 10 centimeter minus value. So otherwise this is FFL. So wall will be like flying. So this gap will be there. So make sure to drag and drag until the slab. So even here, if there's a beam, you have to place the top under the beam. And in case like if you are linking, so this architectural wall should not cross the structural wall. You should align till the face of the structural wall. And in this kind of scenario, you have to do discontinue join and align it. So these are some of the best practice you have to consider while modeling. So, and of course, the parameters you have to add based on the standard. So that's it for this part, the wall modeling. I will close all tabs.
Aaron, can you show the whole building, or it's also, okay? It's clear on the step 9. Okay.
Yeah. So the next part, I will show you what are the parameters you have to add on based on the rooms and the good practice for the rooms. So if yeah, the model is loaded, and fourth level I will show. So I have already loaded modeled the rooms. So this is a living room. So if I go to appendix B, room. So okay, so rooms are having most of the most number of parameters you have to add. So, and that's the critical one. If you can see here, there are so many parameters we have created under building permit. So extra information that we need for each and every room. So again, object type is there. So based on these object type names, you have to add value for each, not all. So if same type of rooms comes, you have to add the value. And yeah, so the main thing of space usage code. So these are the space usage code. One of the main parameter you have to add, and this code you can find it from appendix C. So if you if you open the appendix C file, go to the space sheet, and there you can see there are so many space available and the code for each space and category for each space. So you have to find a better matching space based on your project, and you have to give the description as here and the code, and always copy and paste the code. So I will open the model. Go back to the model here. You can see this is a living room. I have given the code for the living room and description over there. And then the zone category is the living space and the code for the zone. So this until this 25 is a code and F4 for which level. So I will show you again the Excel sheet. So if I search for living, living. Yeah, this actually is a living plus dining room. So I have used the code from here. So this should be the, sorry, yeah, this one is the code, living plus dining room. So I have used this code and I have to replace this. Yeah. So this is the correct one. And again, the zone. Here is the zone category is living space. So there is a zone tab there. You can find the code for zone. So CS25, then underscore which floor. And okay, so make sure you add all these parameters for every room, and again, whether you have to mention whether it's a covered space, like whether it's have a RCC slab over, or whether it's an internal or external space. So this is an internal space, and balcony, you can click on the external space, and whether it's a habitat room, so living room, bedroom, which are considered as a habitat room, and occupancy room, the rooms which comes in inside a unit. So these are the main parameter for modeling a room. So after giving all this value, you have to give code for unit. So select all rooms and filter. I will filter the rooms, and I will unselect the spaces which are not comes under a unit. So shaft will not comes under a unit. So yeah, I unselect that. So here for AVD room, we have to give a unit number, which comes under a unit. And for you, this unit number, we are not giving you any standard number like that. So you can add your own unit number, but make sure the each unit have a unique number. So number should not be duplicate like that. So the code, so it's a two bedroom apartment. So code again, go back to appendix C. Here you can see unit sheet there. Fine, which
Aaron, excuse
yeah,
me, but please try to switch screens slowly because we received some comment or feedback for people who
okay,
have like a slow internet connection. They
yeah,
cannot
sure.
see the screen.
Okay, sure.
Take your time. We are good in shape all the time.
Yes, take. So unit code, this RE_05 for two bedroom. So and extra information, you have to mention whether it's more than 150 total and or less than. So you have to, I will show you that back to the model. So here I have added the code for the 2 BHK and description for 2 BHK and code. And for the extra information I have mentioned, after this, I have mentioned no. So here it says uh, Y or no. So if it above 150, you have to mention Y, or less than 150, you have to mention N. And after that, how many persons in for this apartment? So here I have given 3. So that's the parameter adding for space and units. So can you see over here? If I select this space, you can see the space have gone inside this wall. So you should not model like that. So I have used a room separator over there, and I have to align it properly so the room will have a perfect shape. So see now is perfect. So make sure to separate rooms and lock the separator in a perfect position. And if I go to this section, this is a kitchen, and kitchen always will have a ceiling, drop ceiling. So adjust the height of the space until the ceilings. So you should not extend it till here. So if there's a ceiling, then that ceiling, the height value you should have to mention over here for each and every spaces. So, and here I will show you a corridor. So corridor, I have given the same, the code, uh, description and category, and it's a double loaded corridor. So I have mentioned in object of override, which you can find from the appendix B Excel. So I have mentioned over here, and it's the circulation area. So I have click on the circulation part. So that's it for the space and some of the best practice for the space. I will off close this one. And for the next part, I will show you what are the requirements of window, door, and some other elements. So again, some best practice and the required information. So I will go to one level. So if you have a given fire rated value for wall, and you can always make a filter of view in the graphical view, you can make a filter, and you can change your view like that. So for the civil defense, 2 hour fire rated wall and 1 hour fire rated wall. Okay, so back to door. If you go back to appendix B, door. So there are so many object type override which we have taken from our code book. Some names of door from the code book. So these you have to use for each and every doors, and the parameters. So here I have mentioned in object type override is an entrance door, and this is a general door. It's a toilet door. So every door you have to mention like that. So this one for the garbage room, I have mentioned the garbage room door, and the operation value of it should operate outside. So you have to give value over here, and yeah, the fire rated value, and every door you have to give the minimum clear width of the door. So yeah, the minimum clear width of the door, you have to measure it and mention in the parameter. So this is all one requirement for the code checking. So if you haven't add the door clear width value, then that rule check will not work. And of course, the object type override. And here you can mention the fire rated value. You have to mention the fire rated value. So we can add whether it's 60 or 120. And door, IFC door, the operation where is a sliding door, sliding window like that. And if I go to the ground floor, I can show you lift and garbage uh, bins and all. Okay, so the lift, you have modeling it as a special equipment. So go to edit type and IFC export settings here. Yeah, you have to mention it as IFC transport elements dot elevator, or if you are using 2023 and 2024, you can search it over here. So transportation element, you can click, and category you can click from there. Sorry, not this one, this one. So you like that you can select this option is only available in Revit 2023 and 2024. Otherwise, you have to type here and dot, and you have to say write elevator. And this option also you can find it from appendix B. So then if it's a passenger lift, then you have to mention in object type override, and service lift. And if it's a fire lift, then you have to mention here in object type override. And the garbage bin in object type override, you have to mention, we can mention it like object type garbage bin. And again, you have to here, if I go, oh yeah, here IFC based terminal. So you can go here and type. Okay, so you have to map these family and set to you can mention to IFC export that it's a base terminal, not just any element. Yes, these are some of the elements which I have to show. And okay, done. I will close this. And the final model. So after finishing all model, the final view, cladding and all those things, go back to each element you have added the parameter, make a schedule and check whether you have added the required parameters correctly and whether you have added it over. And yeah, I will show you. I have created a schedule for rooms. So you can always create a schedule for easy checking So you can check your parameters using the schedule, and you can play with it. You can arrange, you can filter it using the name, and check whether you have added the correct parameters. I will off the item. Okay, so you can check each parameter using the schedule, and so like the final checking, so you can find errors from here and clear it. And everyone says this adding space values are so difficult, so there will be, because there will be so many spaces available in a model. So there are so many plugins available, so you can create a schedule using a plugin, export it to the Excel, and there you can easily add this parameter and import it back to Revit. So it's not a hard part. So like this, you can create a schedule for each and every element and check before exporting. And if you are modeling a cladding, so cladding always we will model using a wall. So, but it's a cladding, it's not a wall. So, tell the here, yeah, claddings, false ceilings, floor. It's all called IFC covering. It's no, there is no property element called IFC flooring, IFC cladding. So it's all comes under covering, and then predefined type. So covering, then predefined type. These are the predefined type available. So based on that, you have to mention whether it's a cladding or flooring or ceiling, like that. So this is a cladding. So I mentioned cladding. So here for the flooring also you have to mention like that, ceilings. And if you are modeling a pergola or like that, make sure to model it as a family and load to the project. Don't create it using any slab columns like that. So it will not export it export properly to IFC. Yeah. So once everything is set, you can go to IFC export. So down here you can find IFC option, then IFC options. So there it says which are the elements should be exported and not to be exported. So it's always better you go there and load our mapping over here. So once it load, you can click OK, and then go to export, IFC export. Then here the our standard is not available, so I will load this. Load it from my local. Yeah. So our standard exporting setup is this one. So here, make sure you browse to the files which we given in the template. So I will go back here. Revit template, and yeah, this one IOC property set. So you have to browse this one, and for the IOC mapping, you have to browse this one. So check all this thing, and sometime it will be click on the if you want to split wall. So we are modeling all element in level base, so we don't need to split. We can click this off, and you can give a standard naming. The naming conversion you can get it from uh, file naming, page number 24 of our BIM standard. So here the project number, the building, the parcel ID, and AR says for it's an architectural, for its structural is ST. So like that, so you can save it and you can export it. So okay for or here, and I have already export these files. So here the both architectural and structural is exported. I will select and I will zip it. So for the zip file, I can remove this AR_001. So your file is ready to upload now. So this file, you can go create a section in built-in Dubai, and you can upload this zip file. So that's it. So your modeling is finished and you are ready to upload.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Is
Yeah.
there anything else you need to add?
That's all. I hope I have
Okay.
covered the main things.
Yes, I think you did. Yeah, I think you did what we decided to show for today's presentation. If you don't mind, Dr. Ali, I will take the rest of the session one and speak on a few things.
Yes, no
I
problem.
will. Okay, I will share. Yeah.
There are a few questions. I think
Yes.
Aaron,
Yeah. But
take some break. Aaron, look at the questions we received on the chat. We answered some of them, and maybe if we have time at the end of the workshop today, then you can also try to answer some of these questions. Go ahead, Dr. Ibrahim.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. I will maybe just cover one slide for the remaining session, actually, first part of the workshop. So what Aaron did is he gave overall view of the typical mistakes or the key best practices BIM modelers should follow when they do the modeling, whether it's Revit or any other authoring tools. His objective was not to teach Revit, or our objective in general today was not teaching Revit or any other tools, just to focus on best practices. So he showed the journey, how the model could start from downloading the template, using the template, to do the georeferencing correct, and gradually building the model until you reach a point where the model is mature and meet the requirements of the standard or the information requirement, and export this using our settings to IFC files. So that's the journey he tried to cover from end to end. Now, I will just say a word on if you have large projects or you end up with large IFC files, how to handle this situation. Usually, we don't expect you'll be at this position, but maybe you'll come across, if you have a very large project, you may face this difficulty. So the standard, if you open the standard, there is a section talks about complex structure. So if you see on the screen here, I have this complex structure made of podium and two towers. The standard allows you to split maybe your BIM model and export this into multiple IFC file. So as you see, like in the box here, the architectural discipline model is split into three parts. 1, 2, 3 for the podium, and one for the tower, and the third is for the other tower. Similarly, you can do for the structural model. So that's on handling large projects. Now, how about handling large IFC files? If you use our settings provided in the standard, most likely you won't face any problem in the file size. The standard does not ask for everything in your BIM model. We are asking for the objects or entities that are essential for BIM meeting purpose. For example, a chair, a table is not something, or a tree. All of this should not be exported as part of your IFC file. So this will reduce the size of the IFC file. In very rare cases, you may end up with a zip file. When you zip all the IFC file, as Aaron showed, you may end up with a file that bigger than the limit we set now on the platform that allow you to upload, which is 100 megabyte for the zip file. So in these cases, you may use some optimization tools that further compress IFC files without compromising the quality of the data inside the file. We don't envisage that you'll be in that position. We may increase the size slightly on the platform from 100 megabyte to 150 maybe, but in most cases, you should not have any problem with that. I shall say also that zipping IFC file would typically reduce the file from maybe gigabyte to few megabytes, a few hundred megabytes. So usually the compression rate when you zip the file is about 70 to 80% reduction in the file size. So that's on the issue with the large projects and large files. I just need to, before we take a break, just cover a few things I saw on the question on Teams. The first is this session is not really to teach Revit or to teach the standard or teach BIM as a theory. We have, for if you are interested in to go in depth in a specific area, as Dr. Ali said earlier, there are help videos already previously recorded about the standard. So there is a complete video about what is the standard in depth. There is a separate videos about the model, the template, how you download them. Even the modeling best practices, Aaron showed us. There is a video slide by slide to explain that. There is also for the platform, and there are previously recorded workshops. So if you're interested to learn theory and BIM and in-depth tutorials, you can always go back here. The focus of this session today is try to highlight the key things you need to follow to ensure successful submission, to avoid troubles when you work with the BIM submission requirements. The other things maybe quickly also to highlight is useful. So in the standard, I think just quickly to say, I have a few questions on the team saying what are the information required to submit with the BIM model. Aaron highlighted that you need to, when you fill in the information in your Revit model or the BIM model, if you're using other authoring tools, you need to always refer to this file, the attribute matrix, and in there you'll find different objects that required for the permitting purpose. And under each object, you will find the attributes that your model should contain for that kind or type of the entity. Now, we have specified this requirement for different stages, for preliminary permit and final and inspection. For time being, you can ignore the inspection permit phase, but if you're applying for final, then you need to follow the requirement set in here. Yes mean it's required, no, it's not required. But if you are just in the early phase and you are not maybe planning to submit quickly, or you kind of exploring your option with the model, and you need to test your model against these requirements, you can use the requirement for the preliminary permit phase if you're not submitting for final permit. The other Excel sheet that is also important is the that you will be using while you're modeling is the usage codes. This will give you for each what are the usage code for the building you are using. So for each building, you need to specify the building usages. There are comprehensive list here. So if you have something not in the list here, please get in touch and we'll try to address your type of building. But we believe that this is a comprehensive list. Similarly, for the spaces or rooms, we have about 180 type of room. So it's a comprehensive list. For each type of room, you need to use the equivalent code. Now, I just need to highlight one final thing, why we ask for this information, why we ask for usage codes specifically to be correct, why we ask for filling information we specify in the other Excel sheet here. The reason is automation. The platform will carry out many reviews automatically. And as we all know, computers cannot function by random data. It has to be organized, structured data. So complying with the requirement in this Excel sheet is very essential for our platform, as you'll show, as I will show in the second session, very essential to function correctly, to do its job the automated job, the checking, etc. So please keep this in mind when you ask or wonder why we asking for this information. Dr. Ali, if you want to add anything before we take a break, fine. If not, I think we are ready to take a break for 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ibrahim. Okay, so we will have now break for 10 minutes. During this break, please, if you didn't share your email, please share your email. You can also, if you wish, write the company name, so we will contact you or add you to our database so we can invite you to further workshop. And I will use this break also to collect some information about the attendee of this workshop and also to align the rest of the workshop related to the Open BIM knowledge level and the BIM level by conducting a kind of like a direct poll or live. So please, if you are not tired, please participate in the survey which I will run with you. Not necessary everyone to share their information, but I will thank you if you could take part of this survey. This survey will not collect any information. It's just a kind to get insight about who are attending the workshop today. Give me just 1 minute to prepare the survey. I will share on the chat a link. So if you are on a laptop, you can just click on the link. Or if you are on a mobile or you have a mobile, I will share also a QR code. Then there are few questions. I will give every question like 1 or 2 minutes to collect the answers from you. And I think by the end of the break, we will finish this interactive poll. So give me please just 1 minute to prepare it.
In the meantime, feel free if you want to take a break, I guess.
So if you are not taking a break, if you see my screen, I already shared a QR, so you can scan it using your mobile. And also you can as well use the URL if you are on a laptop. I shared a few times the link. I will share it again on the chat. Please, people, stop writing your email just for a few seconds, if you allow me, just to give people the possibility to click on the link. And if you are ready, raise your hand. So I will start when I see a lot of hand raised up, I will start activating the question one after the other. As I said, no information is collected, so I don't know who are you. We don't collect any information, so please try to be honest with your answers. So I will start with the first question. It is about what is your role in your company. Are you architect, civil engineer, MAB engineer, BIM modeler, CAD modeler, BIM manager, BIM service provider, or others? Okay, we are getting until now like 130 votes. This is very well. Let me try to see if we can see the result as well. So I will try to put it together. So as we see, the majority are architect. And by architect here, I mean that you are architect, but not necessarily involved in the BIM modeling, or it is like multi-choice. So if you are an architect and at the same time you do the BIM modeling yourself, so you are architect BIM modeler, please select multi-choice. So you can select multi-choice for this question. Okay, I see that we almost have no too much new answers. So, okay, I'll give it 10 seconds for the first question. Okay, I think it's clear the majority are architect, and this is something positive. We move now to the next question. About the company, are you a registered consultant in Dubai or registered contractor in Dubai or consultant or contractor in UAE but not registered in Dubai or other options? It is here a single choice. So please choose the most correct answer according to your company. For Dubai municipality engineers, you can choose DM employee. If you are not living in UAE or you are not like you are visiting this event because you registered in our mail list of Building Smart UAE chapter, so please choose the last option, Building Smart UAE network member. Okay, I see here that again the majority are the registered consultant in Dubai, and this is also something positive that we are targeting the correct audience. Okay, I will move to the next question. It is about what are the main BIM authoring tools which are using either personally or in the business. And for this question, if you are using any other tools rather than what is listed, you can also share it on the chat. And we focus on the software which has an IFC import and export interfaces. I see that a lot of people writing other software tools. Here we are talking about BIM authoring, BIM modeling tools, but also feel free to add in the chat which tools you are using for your BIM workflow. Like Naviworks maybe for coordination or Solibri for model checking. We prepared this query like this poll quickly just to get some insight. So here we see like, as expected, the majorities are using AutoCAD and Revit, and we have also kind of like 5% of people using ArchiCAD and SketchUp, I think, for villas or for render. Okay. So I will move to the next question. After 5 seconds, I still see people voting. So the next question about your personal, not your company, your personal knowledge level about BIM. So here you have knowledge, no knowledge, basic, intermediate, and advanced level. And here we mean like your understanding of BIM as a process, BIM as a workflow, and as well as using BIM in practice. So how confident you are with your BIM BIM skills? Again, we are not collecting any information. As be honest, and this will help us to see how much effort we need to put in raising awareness and doing further training and in-depth training about BIM in general here. It's not about Open BIM or about Dubai BIM standard. It's about BIM in general here. Well, again, I see positive that the majority of people either they have basic, intermediate, or advanced in almost equal equal quota, and we have the less people they don't know about BIM. Only 22. Okay, so I will move to almost the four last question. Now, please tell us about your knowledge about Open BIM standard like IFC. As you already know, Dubai Municipality asking you to deliver the model in IFC. You can export it from Revit or any other software, but now please evaluate your skills to understand the content of the IFC file, to understand or to estimate your understanding of the schema and for the data model, and if you are familiar with the documentation of IFC. Did you work previously with IFC model yourself or not? Do you use IFC to exchange it with the contractor or to make the federated model? So here again, we have these four levels. This question is important for today, and if we have the feeling that many people have no knowledge or only basic level, if we had time at the end of the workshop, maybe we deliver some quick overview about the IFC standard and where to start with knowing more and reading about it and showing some tools about IFC in action. Okay, I will give 10 seconds for this question. And then we will move to the last question. So here we see the majority of people, they either have no knowledge or only basic level of IFC, and this is clear that we have a gap here. Of course, not every person should know about IFC standard. Maybe the BIM managers, the technical lead, people who work with information management should know about IFC. But knowing more about IFC will make you more productive, and it will save you a lot of time, and it will help you to understand how Open BIM works between different tools and so on. So, okay, I will move now to the last question. This question is only for registered consultant in Dubai. So please, if you are not registered consultant, choose the option 1. So are you going to submit a BIM mandated building permit application in 2024? Of course, nobody is sure about it, but your expectation, are you working now on a project? Do you know that some project will come soon? So either you say, I don't belong to a registered consultant firm in Dubai, if you are not. If you are sure that you will not submit any BIM project in this year because you are working only with the private villas or small project, choose no, we work with a small project. And the last two options, if you are sure or you expect at least to have one or more than one BIM mandated project in 2024. And here again, be realistic, please. Okay, thank you very much. I see that we are not receiving too much response for the last question. This really help us to understand or to be prepared for the number of submissions and also to estimate your knowledge about BIM and OpenBIM. Thank you very much. So I will close now the poll. Dr. Ibrahim, if you like, I don't know, 10 minutes already
Yes, Dr. Ali, I
over.
think we can
Okay.
resume. We can restart or resume
Okay,
the
I will stop sharing from my
second.
side.
Okay, I will share the screen.
Dr. Ibrahim, I see a lot of raised hands. I don't know what you think. Better to continue and then receive questions and answer at the end.
Yeah, I think that's because it might open the door now for many questions, and it be might unfair to take some and not
Yes, I
all.
agree. I agree.
So we can do this. We will try to be reasonable about the amount of time we spend for the second session. So and try to give enough time for any questions from the attendees. All right, everyone, let's carry on and move to the second session. In the first part of the workshop, Aaron and Dr. Ali and Hadil Sireen covered the modeling phase and what it requires from you to submit the IFC files. So Aaron showed best practices or key things in Revit, or you can follow the same in other BIM authoring tools until you reach a point you have the submission, the IFC file, the zipped file he created at the last step, ready to move to the next step in the workflow Dr. Ali mentioned in the beginning of the webinar. So let's assume now that you completed on your own time, you did use BIM authoring tools, you submitted, you prepared the IFC file. Now the next step to test the quality of your quality of your BIM submission before this submission reaches to the BIM to the permitting engineer, or even applying for a permit. So this is like on your own time, self-assessment. It does not affect any permit you are going to apply for in the future. It's just a digital online cloud 24/7 service available. So that's what I will try to cover in the demo I will show shortly, how you take your submission, BIM submission, the zip file, upload it to the platform, and carry out some quick checks, maybe 5-10 minutes only, to ensure that the quality of your submission are acceptable for DM to look at it when you apply for a permit. Because if you submit any IFC file that doesn't comply with the standard, the platform will report errors and issues with your model. And when the DM engineer see this, he will reject and return the submission. So to save yourself time and the hustle and so many iteration back and forth with the DM, we provided these tools. So if all ticks go green, then that gives you confidence that the DM engineer will look at your submission and evaluate it for the permitting purpose, if you decide, of course, to go for the permitting stage. Now, what are the checks? There are 5 checks you need to ensure they are all okay, so that the submission can be reviewed. The first one is ensuring you submit the right models for the right disciplines. So architectural is must have, as we described in the mandate. Structural model, it's sometimes depending on the type of the building, it might be required, might not be. The second thing is ensuring that the building, the models look fine and okay in the BIM viewer, as I will show shortly. Just it represents the real building or the building you are really interested in permitting. The third check is that there is no critical or error issues in your model. So we have a tool that will go through your model, the IFC file, and check if those files are done per the standard, i.e. that information in the IFC file are the requested information. So it will go and check usages code and make sure they are correct and valid and not empty and so on. Again, there are tools that will automatically check these issues and report any error to you. So you need to make sure that there's no critical or error issues. The fourth check is georeferencing the building. Again, there is a tool that you can use to make sure the building is georeferenced or geolocated. If not, again, the submission will be returned to you because georeferencing is very important to DM. As Dr. Ali mentioned, that in the future, this building might be added to digital twin, and location is very important to achieve the or build the digital twin. The fifth check is to make sure that the building card can be generated and there is no failed rule. When I say here failed rule, I'm talking about Dubai Building Code rules, not information requirement. The rule like minimum area, minimum height, and so on. There are tools on the platform, again, I will demonstrate shortly, that will flag errors for many rules we implemented to do the auto checking. So you look at those failed and make sure any failed one is just false positive, which mean yes, it's false. It's failed, but you know, if it comes to the engineer, when the model comes to the engineer, he will know that yes, the system could not recognize the context, the full context, so that it should be green, but the system, because it's nothing perfect when we come to machine and computer, so just you can ignore that. But if there's genuine failures, you need to go back to the BIM model and rectify the issue so the rules passes. So let me move now to the demo part. I just wanted to show the checks you need to do. So those are, meanwhile, let me log into Build in Dubai, and I will share my screen shortly. So now what to do is, once you have the IFC file, the zip file, the BIM submission ready, is to go to the platform, the BIM. Sorry, before you go to the BIM platform, you need to go to Build in Dubai and log in using your credentials. I'm already logged in. Then you can go to the BIM section. So I don't know if many of you know what is Build in Dubai. Build in Dubai will be, the plan is to be like a hub, including many services related to the building domain. One of these services is the permitting service and the BIM checking service. So I will go to the BIM e-checking area. And as Aaron said, that you can download the standard, you can download the sample IFC file samples that we produced that comply with the standard. And they are the videos that I showed quickly in the first session. These give you in-depth training of the tooling in the platform. I'm not going in details in the tooling because we have already recorded this. What I will try to show you how to use them quickly to verify is the submission meet the quality expected from you. But if you're interested in learning really this in detail, you can always refer to the videos here. Now, let's move on and go to the practical side, is the BIM uploading phase. For that, you need to go to BIM sessions. And in here, you will see all the BIM sessions you previously created and completed. You have the option to open the session created and see the building in the BIM platform. You can edit, you can delete. So you have this typical option with sessions. I will demonstrate quickly how to create a BIM session. You click on, I'll go back quickly on here, show the button. So the list, you click on the BIM, the new session button. This will allow you to start the process of uploading your BIM submission file. For that, you need to have the plot number and the title. So I will give the title like any title for the demo purpose. And you need to use the right plot number, because when you link to the permit application, it will bring only those sessions that you use the right or the same plot number for. At any point, you can download the GIS information if you need to use this for the modeling stage or purpose. Now, once you provide this and you are sure that your files, if I open the zip file, the files inside here complying with the standard. This file is not really complying with the standard, so I need to correct this. Let me go and bring the correct file, because if the file is not meeting the standard, then it won't work. 1 second. I will try to use the one of the files Aaron created. So I will just use, for the sake of demonstration, let's say this file. This file is named correctly. So I will zip this file and just remove this part of it, so I comply with the standard. Think also I will use correct, change to the right plot number. Now, once you have the file ready, you can click and drag and drop on the platform. There is 2 steps when you drag and drop a file. First, it will go through the check that the size is acceptable and upload the file. Because the file is small, it uploaded quite quickly. It's very small. Once it's uploaded and the file is successfully processed, you will see the stage here, the processing stage or status that is succeeded. At that point, you can open the model or the submission and see it in the BIM platform. I just want to say that if you have a large zip file, let's say 60, 80 megabyte, the IFC file processing time might be, obviously, it might be more than just a few seconds. It might take maybe a half an hour sometimes, because what's happening behind the scene when you upload a file, it's just not uploading and storing and then some human being will come and click on it and view it. No, what will happen that it will go through a pipeline where there are BIM tools, automated checking, automated tasks that will run on your submission and extract all this information. And because there are many of these automated tasks, the process may take some time. So you can always close the window. By the way, if you are uploading a file and it says processing, you don't have to wait. You can always close and come back to the main session at later time. And when in the background the task is completed, automatically the status of the session you're uploading, it will change to completed. At that point, when it's completed, you can open it in the viewer and see it. So that's why it takes sometimes to process the IFC files if they are large. I will open now the same previously created session. I created previously a session for the same model Aaron showed in Revit, how it's grew from an empty template to a complete BIM model with IFC files submitted. as I said, this session is previously created. I will open now the viewer, and at this point, I'm moved to what we call the BIM platform. So now we exited the build in Dubai. We're now looking at, on this screen, we are inside the BIM platform, where I can see the model that we created in the first part of the workshop. Again, in a quick demonstration, quick tool, I will say what is the platform, but if you want the details, you can refer back to the videos. The platform interface is split into two main parts. The viewer in the middle, where you can navigate and look at your model to make sure it's really the same one you have in the BIM authoring tool. And on the left side, we have different tools that will be used by the applicant and the permitting engineer. So when the permitting engineer will look at your model and assess it, he will use the same, or he or she will use the same tools that you are used yourself to assess the quality of your submission. So this kind of shows some transparency. There's no different tooling used by the both parties. So the viewer here, I will take you through a quick journey. What are the tools that you need to use to make sure the quality of the submission are good enough so can be attached to a building permit application? As I said, the viewer in the middle, but sometimes the viewer here will show the federated model. So if you have a zip file containing multiple IFC file for the podium, the towers, and also the structural discipline files, all these files, when they come to the platform and shown in the viewer, it will show all combined models, the federated model. But if you're interested to see them separately and to make sure that they are all corrected, all loaded and shown correctly, you can switch on the structure tab, which is hidden by default, and go to the structure tab. And in here, you will see the model. So if I hide this, I will see I think this will be the structural model, and this is the architectural model. So you can switch on and off and make sure they are represented correctly in the viewer. Another thing to check, that to make sure that the file you uploaded are the same file displayed in the platform or on the platform, is using the model tab. The model tabs will list all the files and the previous versions of the same file uploaded to the platform. So I have here, actually twice I uploaded the zip file Aaron showed you, because this is why you see two different versions of the same file. But if you do it the first time, you should see only one architectural model and one structural model. So structural and architectural. By default, what you'll see in the platform are the latest versions of the file uploaded. So if you upload a different version of the same file, always the platform will act upon the latest files. But we just put them here because we have a tool in the platform where we can compare between previous and now version of the same file. So at this stage, I'm confident now. If I put myself in your place, I uploaded the file. I see, okay, those are the files I intended to upload. What the next step? The next step to see if there is any issue with the quality of the information. Did I provide the required information per the standard? For that, you need to go to another tab, another tool is QA/QC. And you need to upload the result that generated automatically by the QA/QC in the background while you uploaded the model and processed. The tool will go through all the IFC file and gather any violation in terms of data quality and produce a list that you can download locally. So you can produce it in different format, Excel format, one of those format. What is important as a quick test from you to make sure things are fine is to make sure there is no critical and error type of issues here. Now, because Aaron did the model correctly and he followed all the standard requirement, all these issues are just warning to bring attention of potential things. But typically what you need is to filter the critical and the error types, and then you'll see a description of the error in the grid that represent what information either missing or in the incorrect format. What you should do in this case, you should not submit this model unless, of course, it's maybe preliminary or for the other reason DM might accept this. But typically, you should go back to the BIM authoring tools and rectify the issues and the information and go back again and upload a new version of the zip file and make sure it's all clear that there is no any QA, QC issues. So this is the second thing. The third thing is to make sure that building is georeferenced. For that, you use the map tab. You can click on the parcel map. This will show you the parcel to make sure that you are really using the right parcel and showing it correctly on the map. And then you need to make sure that the building falls inside the parcel location. So the parcel here is shown in a red color and the building in the blue polygon. When I look at
Dr.
this,
Ibrahim,
yes,
Dr.
yes.
Ibrahim, can you reduce the resolution if you have the chance? Because it is not clear. It's blurring the text somehow, the quality of the screen sharing. Maybe if you
It's not,
reduce the
let me
monitor
try.
size.
Okay.
Or
Let me see if I take it to another monitor, it will help. Just 1 second. I will stop and share another screen, see if that will help. Any better there?
We can see it clearly, by the way.
yes, it is better now.
Okay, that's fine. So I will carry on. So saying that actually it is in the fourth check to make sure the building is located inside the parcel. As I said, you use the maps tool, click on view setbacks, and that will display both the boundary of the parcel or the plot and the building. You don't have to do any other things. This is also will be used by DM engineer to check the setbacks, but for you to, as a quality checks, you don't need to go farther than this. Just make sure the building falls in the right place. So this is the step where you ensure the building is in the right place. The last thing is to go to the building card. Actually, before the building card, let me cover the compliance checking. As I said, there are tools, we call it e-checking tool, that will take the information inside your model, the geometrical information and non-geometrical information, and check this information against many of the Dubai building code. When you upload the data, you'll see all the rules that are checked by the system automatically. There will be 3 types of the results, either pass, fail, or the system could not recognize the rule or act or check this rule. Again, for the quick check that you need to carry out, you don't have to go one by one for all these rules. All you have to do is just filter the one that failed, and maybe you should actually go through the rules that are failed and highlight them in the building. So you can use different functionality provided or different features to find it on the e-checking tools to highlight which ones or which entities, what rules are failed, and go through this and make sure they are false positive. Mean when this building is reviewed by the permitting engineer, he will let this go. It's not violation of the code requirements. Otherwise, you go back to the BIM authoring tools and rectify this information or correct the mistakes. Again, I'm not going to into details here because there's a video that explain how to use the e-checking tools. I just wanted to highlight that how to quickly check if there is any violations by filtering failed rules and then visit those failed that make sure they are genuine failure or false alarm. The last thing to check is to the building card. I think the building card, let me see. I think maybe I was logged out. Let me log in again. Maybe sometimes if you don't do much activity, it will log you out automatically. Let me go back again and see if I go back to the session and download the building card. So at this point, I'm uploading the building card. Visually, we give you the option and the tool to look at the building in terms of usages. What are the building usages? And you can filter per floor, per usage, and see only the part that you filter. So you can also color by usage spaces and see them. So you can this way examine your building visually that it kind of meet the expectation, because if you need to go to details, it might take a bit of time, but at least give you assurance that things are looks okay. But if you're interested in the overall summary and you don't want to spend time on this, as I said, this check should not take more than 5-10 minutes that I'm showing now. In that case, you can download the summary card, which is a zip file. There are different files in here. The only one you need to check for quality purpose is this file. You open it, and that will include summary data. So there are different tabs here for the different areas: build-up area, gross floor area, gross area, and net area. The way to use this basically is just to make sure the numbers, the total numbers, are similar to your hand calculation, because as we know, when you apply for a permit, you need to fill in the building card manually, and you still have to do this manually. So when you apply for the permit, you need to do the building card manually. But what we provide here with you, provide you with, is the an auto-generated building card based on the information from your BIM models. So if you have big differences between your hand calculation and the number produced in here, because for every space, for every floor, you can filter in here. So you can find the total built-up area. In this case, I'm on the built-up area per floor. And you can do all, because I'm in Excel, you can do all this automation, submission in Excel if you're interested in accumulating different type of area. If there are differences between the auto-generated data and the manually calculated data, then you need to question this. It might, in some cases, might be the system is not perfect, did the calculation wrongly, or maybe you overlooked some calculation or made mistake by hand. So this system will help you highlight where those mistakes are made. And that's the purpose of the auto-generated building card. With time, the quality will improve, and hopefully at some point in the future, we will replace the manual input for the building card with the auto-generated card. So that's for a quick tour on the checks you need to do. And if all checks now I showed are fine, in that case, you can say that my model satisfy the requirements for the submission purpose and that will give the DM engineer assurance that your model is fine. The next step is once you have the submission quality checked by you, is to move to the next step. You might move, you might not. I'm assuming in a typical process where you have a building and you need to apply for a permit, is to start the permitting application. And during the process in the permitting application, you will link to the BIM session, because you can create multiple BIM session. Ideally, when you come to the permitting step, ideally, I would recommend starting a new BIM session on the BIM platform, on Built in Dubai platform. So you kind of start from a clean session and use that session, which refer to the best BIM submission you have checked when you apply for the permitting step. Now I will give the mic over, hand over to to Hadil to demonstrate how you move on in the workflow when you apply for or start a permit application. So over to you, Hadil.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ibrahim. I will share my screen with you. Okay. Tell me if you can see my screen, please.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm in Dubai, a Built in Dubai platform. As Dr. Ibrahim told you before, he has created his BIM session. He clicked on my BIM session. He has created the BIM session for my project. Now, what I will do that I will go to the projects. You have to create your project normally as you used to do in building permit system. I've created a project previously, and I will go to that project directly. Actually, here I created a preliminary project, not a final project. I will show you what you will see. Seconds, sorry. The draft application now. Okay, you will click on the application that I have created previously. It takes time. Okay, now it is open. I think you're all familiar with the screen. This is the draft project has been created. It's a preliminary submission, and you will find that whenever you create an application, the system will automatically tell you whether BIM is required or not. But that is based on the category of the mentioned in the BIM mandate circular. So here, okay, the four categories that has been mentioned before, which Engineer Sirin has talked about it, is either the number of the floors. So if you have created a building code with a specific number of floors, which is more than 20 floors, the system will automatically tell you that this is a BIM mandated project. And if you created a building card of a building that is more than 20,000 square meter, it will also tell you that this is a mandated project. If you choose it from the main screen of the application that this is a governmental project, the system will automatically mandate the submission of BIM model. And if you, the last thing, if it's a specialized project, the system will understand that you have chosen a specific usage, which is specialized, like a hospital, like auditorium, like a school, like what else? Colleges. It will automatically tell you that this is a mandated project. So there are different types that the system can read from where this is a mandated project or not, either from the information that you fill in the application, or from the building card areas or number of floors, or from the building card usages. For my project, this is a 21,000 square meter area project. So the system will tell you automatically that this is BIM is mandated. But since my application is a preliminary submission, so it also will mention that this is an optional mandate. It's not a mandate, it's optional. So you still have to choose whether you want to submit a BIM model in your application or not. Okay, you will do your work as normal. Nothing has changed. You'll go to the attachments. See, you will see that this project is within BIM mandate, and you have the choice whether to submit a BIM model or not. If it is under the BIM mandate, so you will directly have a link, another category, which is BIM session. If you click on this one, it will take you to the BIM sessions that has been created previously on the same parcel. So my project is created on this parcel. The BIM session has been created previously on this parcel. It will take you the same parcel because, as you've heard before, that the model should be geolocated. It will not read any other BIM session from any other parcel. So now this is the same parcel. Okay, I will select. Are you sure want to select this session? Yes, because it is the same parcel. You have checked previously as Dr. Ibrahim told you how to do it. Yes. Now it's uploading on the system. Okay. Now the BIM model is uploaded. You have the chance to change the session or remove the BIM session. After you finish, you can submit normally your application. DM engineer will receive the application exactly the same as you used to do. He will see the BIM model. He will see the screen, the BIM platform screen. He will check the model. What will happen here? You will receive, if there is any comment regarding the BIM model, you will receive the comments about the BIM model within your application comments. So the engineer will write the BIM model comments within his comments. If you are aware and you know how to rectify the model and everything is fine, you can just rectify it and resubmit it again. If there is an issue that you find it in your model and you want to discuss it or have further discussion, or it is not clear for you, we in the comments of the engineer, we will mention that you can contact the BIM team. We will send you the email addresses. You will contact us that you want to have further discussion about your BIM model. We'll automatically in the second day create a Zoom meeting with you to discuss your BIM model and how to do the right one, or to rectify your model as per the standard. So basically, this is the procedure, and then you can rectify your model. Then there's a specific requirement that you have to comply with it, so as to accept your model as a BIM model. And there are specific requirements that we're gonna publish it later, maybe, that your model will be a BIM model or not a BIM model. At the end, if everything is okay, and the senior architect will choose that this is a BIM model, and your permit will be a BIM enabled permit. And after that, if you are submitting any modifications on your new building, all the modification, if it is affecting the information of or the geometry of the model, it should be reflected on the model. So you have to submit a modified BIM model for the coming applications if it is affecting the model. Something else I want to mention, that I think we have received a question regarding governmental projects. I just want to mention here that yes, governmental projects are mandated, but there are some type of a building, like services building, which is not under the mandate. Actually, we are working on this one because we have a huge list of governmental projects. So we're working on sorting what kind of buildings that has to be submitted as a BIM model or not. And I think soon, inshallah, we hope so that that will be the system will read whether your project is under the mandate or not. But for the time being, you should be sure that if it is a governmental project, you should choose from the main screen of the project that your project is a governmental project, and so as the system can understand that BIM is mandated for it. And then, if you have any doubt that whether this is a service building or not a service building, you can text us through the general messages BIM support. I think I've attached a link at the beginning of the session, telling us that this is my project, and this is a governmental project, and it is whether if you want to ask whether it is under the mandate or not under the mandate, and we will reply to you within the general messages. And if it is not under mandate, just we will confirm you, and we will text the IT. We will send the IT a request that to exempt your project from the mandate. And as I think my engineer Celine said previously, if you have any project submitted before its first version before 2024, the mandate is not applicable. Uh, I think that's it. Any questions coming later on, please, I'm ready to answer it. I think I'm done, Dr. Ibrahim. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Engineer Hadil. Dr. Ali, do you want to carry on the second session remaining slides? Or do you want me to cover this? Okay.
Give me 1 second just to check which slide we still have.
There's only two.
I think we have only the support, right?
Yes, but I think yes.
Carry on, and I will take over after you.
Okay. Thanks. Let me share my screen again. Yes, so we're reaching now the ends of the workshop. What you saw today is the main highlights or the key things you need to follow to make sure your BIM submission meet the quality expected as per the standard. So we tried today to cover the main things, main points, whether in the modeling phase or the submission phase. So what are the best practices, the common mistake you make during the modeling phase, and what the things you need to make sure are correct when it comes to the submission phase. So we provided, or the platform allows you to check the model quality, the BIM submission quality, before this reaches to the DM engineer, where they start looking in depth if the building can be permitted or not, or if there are any issue with the building. Now, we know for sure that today's session cannot cover everything. It's 3 hours, and many of you have different type of questions. We tried to answer some on Teams, and maybe now we'll open next the QA part of the presentation. We know we cannot cover everything, so this is why we have dedicated BIM support team. The speakers who spoke today in the presentation, the webinar, are the BIM team. Some of us worked on developing the BIM standard, the platform. Some of us are permitting engineers. So any question related to the standard, the platform, the permitting application requirements, technical or not technical, you can use the GeoDubai email address that I put in the chat in the beginning. I think Dr. Ali or anyone can stick it again on the chat area. So you can contact us via that email address, and whoever receive that receive your queries will try to forward it between us to find the right person to address your queries. And I don't think there will be any delay contacting or replying to your queries. If we find that your question is very difficult to answer and require kind of online meeting to go through the difficulties you face, we'll arrange for a Teams meeting. So, but by all means, use this contact email to forward any queries you have. Also, as I said during the presentation, before you contact us for any question, I would encourage you to go see if your answer may be already addressed in one of the training videos we have. And we try to split them in different categories, different levels. So you can maybe find the one you think it's addressing your issues and look at it. Then if you have any further question or your question is not covered by any of the materials in the standard or the videos, you can reach to us and we'll certainly be happy to help you with your queries. That's on the BIM support and the training materials. Next is the QA part. And Dr. Ali, if you have any final words, you want to add anything to what I just said, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ibrahim. Thank you all, Engineer Hadil, Engineer Sirin. Thank you, Engineer Aron. Well, we have now more than half an hour. As Dr. Ibrahim said, we are expecting to have many questions. We can open the mic for attendee to go on the mic if this is easier. But to make things organized and to avoid wasting time of answering very technical questions, maybe related to Revit or questions which could be answered later through contacting GeoDubai or the general message, I will ask you if you have any question which is not yet answered, please write it down on the chat. We will give you like 2-3 minutes. And then we will pick up some questions and try to answer them. On the other hand, from the survey we did at the break, we noticed that there is a gap in the IFC standard and understanding how to deal with this IFC model. I can jump in if we want to, if you wish to have a kind of a quick overview how to start with understanding the IFC schema or how to review the content of IFC file using some tools. But let's at first maybe look at the urgent and important questions to be answered. And for the recording, maybe we will publish the recording up to this point. So for the quick question and answers, or maybe for the IFC session, if we had like 15 minutes or 20 minutes to talk about it from my side, it's not necessary to be published. So let us see the questions. Okay, yes, speak about IFC. Is MAB model not included? Yes, MAB is not mandated at moment as per the circular. We wish to receive some MAB model to analyze it, to see how to extend our BIM standards. So if you are MAB service provider, or if you have MAB model for a real project in Dubai, please share with us your MAB model. This will help us to improve our BIM standard, and when the circular will be updated and the MAB for certain type of building will be mandated, this will be a big help for us. This is for Umair. Do we need to submit DLTM coordinate in any BIM stage? I think this is the Dubai longitude. I'm not sure. I'm not GIS expert, but I think the BIM model should be geolocated. So this means the coordinate of any point in the BIM model will be like should have the correct GIS coordinate. IFC, please explain. Is there any descriptive document or video available on the back end process that is followed by DM? No, for the back end process, there is no public document. This is the responsibility of the DM engineers to take care of it. For DDA and Tarakhis, they didn't mandated BIM yet. We hope they will do. For modeling walls, I think at the moment it is not necessary to have all finishing layers. because we are not checking any regulations related to the finishing layers. And we prefer to have the BIM model like not very big for no reason or for no added value. But I think if your model is already modeled with finishing layers, of course, it is not harm if you keep you stuck to the maximum limit of the file size. Need more clarification on IFC. False. For false ceiling, it is included. We have IFC covering. There is a class in IFC called IFC covering, so you can use it to model the false ceiling and bathrooms and kitchen fixtures. For the question about adding a new building to existing school project, which was already submitted in 2023, I think this should be answered by the business users. I don't know, Hadid or
Yes,
Celine,
yes,
if you would
Doctor.
like.
This is
If
okay. Go ahead, Hadid.
Okay, if it is the first version of your final application is submitted before 2024, it is not mandatory. If the first version of the final is submitted after 2024, it is mandatory because it's addition of a new building. Even if it is not a final new building, it is an addition of a new building. Thank you.
Thank you. For the repeated question about the back end process, I think Dr. Ibrahim was clear. He said our platform has like a transparent workflow. The same what the consultancy at moment on the reviewing BIM model is applicable for the back end TM engineers. So they will see the same information and they will see the same result. Maybe they have some other options, maybe to reject or accept or to have some restricted area. But in general, the review or the workflow is the same. Please dive into IFC MVD. Maybe we will dive a little bit in IFC, or I will make an introduction if we stop having further questions. But for sure, I see the need to have a dedicated workshop or a webinar to talk about IFC schema and the model view definitions and Open BIM standard in general. Please ensure to share your email or to register your information on the buildingsmartuae.ai AE to receive our invitation for such webinars in the soon future. There is a question, Engineer Hadil and Sirin, about the mandatory for specialized project, like hospital or malls or schools, or I don't know what is, how you explain the specialized project. Should they submit architectural only or architectural and structural models? I don't know if you can answer.
Yeah, we can answer that. If they have to refer back to the circular. For specialized buildings, it is required to submit a BIM model. If the height, though I doubt it very seriously that the height of a hospital or a school will be above 20 or even 30 floors, but the area might apply.
The
built-up
question
area.
only for sorry. The question only architectural model or also the structural model for such
No, since
specialized.
if the area is above 30,000 meters square, then the structural is required. Okay, like I said, the number of floors will I doubtly, very highly think it will not exceed the 20 or 30 floors, but the built-up area will apply here. If the built-up area is more than 30,000 meters square, then they should submit the structural model. If it is
Okay,
above
so
20, the rest is architectural, definitely. It has to be submitted.
okay. Actually, we
May I
encourage.
suggest something? If they have
Yeah.
any inquiry regarding the submission for public buildings or specialized building, because they are the very long list of that kind of buildings, they can text us or send us on the general message. We can discuss it and reply to them.
Yeah,
Because
we
some
can see
cases
it.
are not common. Some cases are not common. They can be a special case. So not all the answers are applicable on all buildings.
Yeah, we will deal with it one thing at a time.
Yeah.
The question from Muhammad Kashif related to the shared parameter. I think this is something related to Revit and very technical question. It is not necessary to use instant shared parameter. If you think you can make these parameter like family or type, please go ahead. At the end, we need only to have the parameter attached to every door in your case. So do the best practice what you think is correct in your case to avoid having like entering the same instant parameter many times. For case of having exceptions approval, this will be taken account. So for example, if the automated code compliance check show that you are, for example, not respecting the setbacks or not respecting the number of parking, but you got some exception approval, for sure this will be taken in account and you will pass the building, you get building permit. So BIM is not blocking at moment any approval or any issuing of the building permit, and the exceptions are considered. For clarification, which platform you have to use, Build in Dubai or BIM.GeoDubai? Of course, Build in Dubai.gov.ae. The BIM GeoDubai is deprecated and should not be used, and you should not register in it anymore. The question from unknown user about adjusting walls, I think this is very technical. You can't contact Aaron or write him this question on the chat. Oh, I see we have many questions. They're only successful. We are not willing at the moment to share Revit model for what we presented today or any model until we are sure that this model is really perfect and it has no issues, because if we shared any Revit model but there are some like errors or something not done properly, maybe it will be seen as the best practice. That's why we prefer to share the IFC models and the standard itself, and we are happy to support and to work. And on some cases, we can share with a registered consultant some sample file, but not to put it on the public if we see a value by sharing this model. I hope that you can understand this issue. For sure, we are going to schedule other sessions if necessary. So please be tuned and share your email with us. Dr. Ibrahim, you would like or Adil to take over the rest of the questions? I reached the question about MAP.
Yes, I think there is a questions about the old BIM platform. People asking can they use it? The answer is no. All the latest update and information and resources are on Build in Dubai website. So please use this website, Build in Dubai, for your reference regarding BIM resources. I think there is also a few questions related about the recording. I think the recording, yes, will be available, right, Dr. Ali? There will be recording on Build.
Yes, it will take us.
Building,
it will take us a few days to
yes,
publish
not
them,
immediately, yes. But it will be on building in building smart .ae, our local chapter for building smart. So it will be available after a few days. I don't think we need to share the presentation because all the webinar will be available on the website.
Okay. Regarding the question for overriding internal walls, there is an attribute for all walls indicating if the wall is external or internal, so no need to override it. You have just to set this parameter, internal or external.
One question also, I think maybe it's useful to answer. I've been on the chat asked that, can we just use BIM sessions on Build on Dubai just for learning and practicing purpose? Yes, you can create BIM sessions, upload BIM submissions and review them and self-assess the quality. And that has nothing to do with submitting permit application. You don't need to use any BIM session you create on Build in Dubai for permit application. You can use it for learning purpose. You can delete it once you're done with it. And when you come to the submission, actual submission, you create maybe a clean BIM session for the purpose of permitting.
Okay. Relating the question how to check the fire rating if the finished material are not considered, the same case what you are doing now when you submit to civil defense, that you indicate the fire resistance of internal walls, external walls, stair walls, etc., emergency doors, etc. So it is just a parameter where you indicate if these, if the fire rating for this wall is 1 hour or 1.5 hours, etc. So it's just like parameter. This will help us to visualize these parameters and to check like that the civil defense requirement are fulfilled. There is no calculation of the like accumulated value of fire rating for finished material. This is a kind of input provided by the consultant, maybe in Revit on the family level or instance level parameter. For the pilot project for Chandra Sikar, yes, when you go to the Build in Dubai, you will be able to download some sample model in IFC format, so you can check them and see how they are modeled. Is modeling ID layout as a requirement? I'm not sure what this question means. Can we start? Yes, you can start modeling using DM template if you don't have organization template or a better template than what we are providing. Will the BIM model used to review the RTA access approval? We have some basic rules which check very simply the gate level. So that's why we are asking to add a level for the gate level. And maybe in the future, we hope that other government authorities will use the same tools and the same standard, and they will add more regulation to their requirement. Question related if stairs and ramps should be part of the architectural discipline or structural discipline. Yes, you have right. Maybe we started at the beginning to add them to the architectural model, but maybe in the practice they are better to be added to the structural model. If you are submitting a BIM model only for architect and you are not mandated to submit a structural model, so please add the stairs and ramps to the architectural model. If you are mandated to submit both disciplines, so please feel free to move them to the structural model, because there are some regulation related to the number of steps and the threshold, etc., for the architectural design of stairs. That's why we need them in any case to be in the model. About adding some special rooms like electrical and telecommunication rooms, if they should be added to gross floor area, I think this can be confirmed by the business user, and this is mentioned in a clear way in the Dubai Building Code. So I don't know if the old practice is the new practice as per the code. This can be answered by business user, or if you contact us and give some example, we can support you. Okay. Naming the levels as floors or levels, I think this is mentioned in the BIM standard to use a special name convention. And I think Aaron, he mentioned that you are free to, you have a flexibility to add as level as you much, but at the end to enable or disable only the architectural levels, floor finish level in the architectural model, or the slab level in the structural slab level in the structural model. So if you think we are doing something not perfect, please contact us regarding the levels, and we can see if we can improve the standard. I'm trying to pick up some important questions. Okay, but Okay, so I think we are almost answered most of the questions.
Yeah, I think Dr. Alim, I don't know if I wonder if you like to demonstrate or explain what is OpenBIM in general, what IFC, because maybe that will be helpful for some
Okay.
users.
So,
I think because
sorry
I think
for yeah.
we addressed many of the questions, and the recording will be available in a few days. If there's any specific question, they can reach to us via Judo by email. But maybe it's useful for the remaining of the time today if you explain, give a bit of background of Open BIM standard that we use in the BIM standard and the platform.
Okay, no problem. But well, it will be a kind of like just talking in general. But I promise to prepare a dedicated workshop or a webinar to talk about IFC. In general, why it is important to understand the standard, because maybe in ideal cases, if you are doing everything probably, and you are mastering the BIM authoring tools and you are following the BIM standard correctly, maybe you don't need really to review the BIM model outside our platform, and the tools that we are providing should be enough to have a successful submission. But in most cases, I think it is a wise idea to to check and analyze the IFC model before submitting to build into Pay platform using any desktop viewer like BIM Collab, Zoom, or BIM Vision or Solibri. There are many available free tools which allow you to check your model. If it look like if it's exported correctly. There are many tools which give you opportunities to filter and to check your models in good way. Now the question why I may need to understand the IFC standard particularly, because knowledge is power. If you are dealing with IFC model as a black box and you don't know how these information are structured, so you are losing a big chance to get benefit of the information inside this model, or to understand how these information are arranged, or to pick up some problem and solve them correctly. So allow me to give you maybe a first step. If you are going to learn IFC standard, I will try to share my screen. So it is like kind of ad hoc. Ad hoc 15-minute ad hoc introduction about BIM. The first things, as you may know, that the IFC as Open BIM standard is developed by Building Smart. So the first things to do is to go maybe to Building Smart UAE chapter and read about the standard, or to go to buildingsmart.org, which is the website of the Building Smart International organization, which is responsible for developing the Open BIM standard. So I advise you to go to read about the standard. Like you will see here, dedicated pages about IFC standard, about BIM collaboration format, about information delivery manual. There are many format. One of them, the new one, is information delivery specification, and for each of these standards you will have the videos, you will have the description about the information. And if you want to dive a little bit technically and to understand how this IFC model works, so you go to IFC maybe 0.43. This is the latest documentation system, which is easier than the previous one. And here you will have the possibility to search for anything, just like, for example, IFC wall. Somebody asked about overriding walls. Is it necessary to override it or not? And as I said, no, because we already have for walls the attribute external. Is external or is not external? It is a little bit technical what I'm showing here on the standard, but I'm sure like with a few hours or maybe few days, you will be able to read the most important part of this standard. You will see that everything is organized. There is a full search. There is an access to the hierarchical classification or inheritance of each class. So you will understand that this IFC schema is object oriented. There is a classes and some abstract classes and instance classes, starting with the IFC root, then IFC object definition, IFC object, IFC product, IFC element, IFC building element or build element, until you reach the level of the physical or like real world or real is object like beams, walls, slabs, windows, etc. And here we see, for example, for IFC wall, all parent classes of that class, and then we will have access to the attribute, which are like basic attribute of these object, like name, description, tag, etc. And then you will see all available property set, which are part of the standard itself, which give you the possibility not to reinvent the wheel and add your user-defined properties for walls, for example. And you will see for walls how many property set we have, either as a property set or quantity takeoff. So, for example, if we go to the concrete element general, we will see all properties which are related to all concrete element, about reinforcement, about concrete cover, etc., etc. So there is a very rich collection of attribute which can be attached to the element. In Dubai municipality, our approach before introducing any user defined or custom defined or DM specifically attribute, we look at first at the attribute or the properties defined by Building Smart International, and if necessary, we are adding some additional custom attribute to fulfill our e-checking and building card extraction requirement. So this is the first step. Just look on the internet, on YouTube, what is IFC? You will find a lot of introduction videos, very simplified language to explain why OpenBIM is important, how IFC work to interoperability, solve the interoperability problem, to move information between different software, or how to unlock the power of information of building design or building model using open standard. Now, maybe an intermediate step, you can do it when you export your IFC model from Revit, or when you receive any IFC model from any third party, to use, for example, free desktop viewers. For example, there is the BIM Collab Zoom. This is one of the very good software for reviewing and checking the model. Unfortunately, it is not installed on my laptop at the moment, but I had the BIM Vision. So, for example, this is the same architectural model explained by or modeled by engineer Aaron, where I can even add the structural model as well, and then I can explore the model and can hide and show and filter and play with all information inside this model. For example, if I want just to show a certain floor, maybe this is not the correct one, whatever, I can make like hide element, click on any element and get, let me just to see how to, you will see that we will have access to all the attribute inside the file. So this is the second step that can be done. Install any free desktop viewer for IFC model and try to explore it to see how you can filter, you can extract information, you can create sections in that model and make a federated model. So there is plenty of software like BIM Collab, BIM Vision, and Solibri, as I mentioned. Solibri Reviewer, the free version. Now, if you want to go deep and to understand more about the schema, as I said, you have to read at first the standard to understand this object-oriented and how these IFC model are exported as a text file. This is the nice about OpenBIM. You have no binary information. You can actually open any IFC model using Notepad or Notepad Plus or any text editor. And there are many tools which can help you. So if I want just to give you a glimpse of how these IFC models look like, if we open them, allow me maybe to open the structural model, which is a little bit smaller than the, sorry, the structural model. I will open it using Notepad Plus, better than the Notepad. And This is what you will see when you open any IFC file. It look like hieroglyphic maybe at the beginning, but when you start to understand how this IFC file structure, everything will be clear. You will have a kind of header section. In this header section, it mentioned which IFC version you are using, and there are some options related to the which model view definition or sub schema of IFC which is used during the exporting. You will have, for example, further information. You will see how Engineer Aaron was like very active by developing this BIM model. He saved it more than 350 times number of saves for this model, and some parameter used during the IFC export. So this is the header of the file, and then the data section. The data section will go until end of the file, and the structure of the file is very simple. You will have like a kind what we called it like step ID, serial number of every line in this model, and the class name of this entity or object inside the model, and then parameters with separated by a common. So you will see this is actually the structure of the model. But of course, you should, to certain level, understand how the geometry inside the model is defined, how the geometry is generated, how the relationship between elements are described, how the alphanumerical information are attached, how these hierarchical relationship between site, building, floor, and then spaces are described in this model. I will not make like a kind of self-marketing for myself, but if you are interested to understand the technical aspect or to play or get your hands dirty to a deep level of understanding the IFC file, I worked more than 10 years on a project called IFC Web Server, which I believe could be a big support for people who would like really to understand in more details how these BIM models or IFC model work. For that, I already uploaded to this website called IFC Web Server. I uploaded the same models demonstrated today. So let me just show you to log in. And for example, here, if I select the structural model, I have easy access to a lot of information. For example, if I click on the file header, I will see in a table form easy, like for a human being to understand all these parameters related to the header. If I click on the IFC object as a list or as a tree, then I will have here a table view, which give me all classes all objects which are included in this IFC file and the number of instances. I can sort by parent class, so I will see easily the number of building element, or I can see the number of different type of the element. And for each of this information, you will have easy access to the detailed information. For example, if I would like to see how many walls type I have in this model, I just click on HTML link, so it will generate for me all parameters related to this class. If I want to see the same but not as a table, if I click again the structural model, I can look at the tree representation of the classes, having in the same way the hierarchical instancing of these classes. If you remember, the most three important classes in IFC is IFC object, IFC property definition, and IFC relationship. So the objects and their properties and the relationship between them. So here you can see that I can dive actually in these deep hierarchical levels to go from IFC root, IFC object definitions, IFC object, IFC product, IFC element, building element, until I reach the level of the element. If you are interested more to know about if you are lazy to or don't have time to read the IFC documentation itself, there are also some tools which will help you. For example, to quickly, if I lay, for example, IFC slab as a class, and I will see directly the hierarchical instancing of this element and where this property is coming from, which classes and which relationship connected to it. This is maybe a little bit technical and not necessary by all to. I think I lost the share by mistake, sorry. Furthermore, with these tools or similar tools, of course, you can get less to any information inside the model. So you can simply you can for sure also as well like to open the model in the online viewer. You can apply many filtering. For example, here I have this model, the structural model, and I have the possibility here to get access to all attribute, to change the transparency, the colors, to look which element, for example, the geometry is distillation, not like parametric. So we have many ways to explore the model, to upload the architectural model, to compare models, to do many stuff, to visualize, for example, using random colors, how the granularity of this model is done, to filter, for example, element by a certain, for example, slab thickness. So here I will have the possibility quickly to visualize or to understand the model, how many slabs. So this is where there are some flexibility, or to see many information, if I like many information or filtering using class. So I will not go further, but I encourage really every person who working, especially not as a BIM modeler or as an architect, but working as a BIM manager or responsible for delivering BIM models and using the information inside them, to try to understand the BIM standard, Open BIM standard, IFC, to look at available tools on the market, which can help him to like probably understand the schema, the complexity, and the work around how to deal with IFC files in the practice. So with this, I think I prefer to stop on time. Um, we will try to arrange a dedicated workshop for IFC if we see that there is an interest. So please try to either to contact us or to write on the chat if you are interested to join such in-depth session about IFC, and we will be happy to deliver. So, so this is from my side. I don't know, Dr. Ibrahim and other speakers, if you would like to say your final word, and I will open.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ali. I think
yeah.
you shed some light on what IFC, which maybe was needed for those who are not familiar with the IFC files. Nothing from me, and thank you for everyone attended today's workshop, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.